Hey everybody, what's up? It's Tipping the Scales, back to you with another episode. I'm Lachey Dawson.
Oh, I like that little new intro. Well, hello, Lachey Dawson. It's Tania. What's up, tippers? What's good?
What up, my boo?
How's your day? I've been having it started off well, and then it started to fizzle a little bit. How's your day? Well, let me tell you about the good thing. So I got up. I was like all feeling refreshed, and I got a little good night's sleep. I got up and I went to Orange Theory, but it wasn't like the full like aerobic part of Orange Theory. It was like just a 45-minute lift. So I lifted for 45 minutes and I went to hot yoga. I felt good. What a great workout day. Came home, cleaned the blender because I had it soaking in some water because I was rushing out the door to run to Orange Theory, but I brought my protein shake with me so I can drink the protein after the workout on my way to yoga. I'm cleaning out the blender. I pushed my hand in, blade sliced from one corner of my hand to the flush. It was like a gash. I saw it immediately. Blood's all over the place. I was like, okay. So I applied some pressure. I was on the phone with my mom. I was like, I gotta go get stitches. I'll call you back. I call urgent care. I Google urgent care because I didn't know. I know like there's a hospital about 20 minutes from my house. I was like, I really don't think I can drive for 20 minutes with this cut. So I Googled urgent care. There was one like super close. So I called them. I was like, hey, you guys do stitches because I just cut myself really bad. I was like, oh yeah, come on in. Went in. Good news is they got this new stuff that they just glue it like a super glue.
Oh.
So they cleaned it and that hurt like that wasn't pleasant. That wasn't pleasant.
Make you want to cuss.
I was like, just numb it then. They're like, well, no, we're not using stitches, so we're not numbing it. But you can just stand the pain for the clean. I was like, okay. So they cleaned it and super glued it. That's pretty cool how they got super glue. Super glued it. And then, I have to put it in a splint because the cut's too close to the joint. So
damn, that thing is big.
You guys better check us out on YouTube. Your girl not looking cute on her hand right now. Not looking too cute, but it's okay. I mean, I'm down. What I don't love more than anything, I had to get a tetanus shot. I don't want antibiotics for 5 days just to make sure no infection.
Yep.
Exactly. But what I don't love the most is I can't do yoga. I can't lift. I don't got time for that.
Sit your ass down. It's okay.
No.
Yeah, you can sit down just a little bit. Oh man, T, I'm
sorry
about that.
You talk all that shit because you're on the West Coast. I can't get to you. So what site?
What site? Can I get BB Bank? No, just kidding.
How's your day going, my lovely?
Doing well.
Can I get a hair flip? I love when your hair is out. It's my favorite. It's so pretty. There you go. I was waiting for the hair flip. Okay.
Yeah, I need to get the ends trimmed. That's why it's back because I'm like, I ain't showing my dead ends. But yeah, I took my braids out. Well, I took my braids out a couple weeks ago, but I had it in my natural coily state, and I just straightened it the other day because I was tired of just looking like the afro.
You want to switch it up. You want to give a little switch.
And I just wanted to be able to put my hair in a nice ponytail without wrestling with it. And so I only could do that when it's straight.
Yeah.
I had this new set of grays, though. It's so nice. It's just crazy because no one prepares you for this aging thing.
No.
Like, or this or even hereditary things that come out later. Like nobody tells you, hey, Shay, one day, make sure or expect these gray hairs to come in because, your grandfather or so. Anyway, I'm going through that.
Is that the only place where you have gray hairs on your top of your head? Anywhere else?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Holy tea. Oh,
just asking. I'm just curious. Gray hair is beautiful. I love your mom's gray hair. She's stunning.
So. Right? Yeah, I love her silver fox look. And then there was one lady, okay, we'll get to our episode, but let me tell this little story. So there's this one lady, and I never post on Facebook, but my Instagram is attached to my Facebook. So whenever I post on my story on Instagram, it goes straight to Facebook.
Okay.
So I get the notifications, and sometimes I check them, sometimes I don't, but I don't really like Facebook. Right. But my hair inspiration, the woman I looked up to when I was in high school, my volleyball teammate's mom, she always had a silver, huge hair. It was so beautiful, and I always compliment her. And when I
Right.
was making my video in my hotel room the other day, I was like, I'm turning into the lady I used to compliment, but I didn't say her
Oh,
name. I just
wow.
mentioned it because I knew nobody else, obviously knew me back in high school. She messaged me and said, "Your hair is beautiful." I almost died. I said, the world is crazy. Like literally a full circle
Yeah.
moment. And then she started going down her hair journey or whatever, and she's
That's
locked now. It
crazy.
was wild. So anyway,
I
that was
love
just like a
that.
that was a
Yeah.
cool moment for me this week. So
I love that. Well, listen, I know you had a topic that was kind of like
mhm.
on your mind today, which I thought was a good one. So you want to talk to us a little bit about it?
Yeah,
What's
so
on your mind?
I know, right? And I obviously I never come up with topics because that's T thing. Um, and I always say I'm more the creative, which I love being. Um, but today I was driving and I was thinking like I'm at this place in my life where I'm almost 40 and I love it, but I'm
Young ass.
recognizing I'm recognizing that I'm no longer the person I once was. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm also unapologetically her. I'm also just so confident in where I'm headed. And
Yeah.
I just want friends who understand that about me. And they may have experienced Shay another way before, right? In different parts of my life. When I was in high school, when I was in college, when I was identified as an athlete, an elite athlete, when I was, doing the camp thing and like working in different areas and like being like a very service driven person.
Yeah.
And I'm moving away from a lot of that stuff because a lot of that stuff is very draining, it's very time consuming, and it's also
Sure.
always not reciprocated.
Hmm.
And so I find myself not losing friends, but losing touch with people and not having the same type of relationship because I'm not providing the same type of giving, the same type of service, the same type of that's just the level of care. And not because I don't want to, but because in order to like move through your life and evolve through your life. So that was the topic was the evolution of a person and having people who support you and
Yeah.
friendship, basically.
Yeah. I think like the evolution
Yeah.
of friendship, right? Because that
Yeah.
changes over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just want friends in my life now, whether they were here from the very beginning or whether they just got here. I'm not really keeping tabs on like my day ones and all that.
Or who
I
was my
love
friend first?
right?
Exactly.
I love
Yeah.
my day ones and all that, but I shouldn't have to bring my day ones like along. Like they know they're a part of my life. Like anything I'm doing, you're a part of. Make sure you hit me up. Like if you see me doing stuff, I can't think about everybody all the time and invite everybody to do everything that I'm doing because my life is moving so fast, right? Technology is causing us to speed up and stuff like that. So I was
Mhm.
just thinking, I'm get to the point that I
Mhm.
need friends and people and family members. I'm talking about blood too. It goes for
Yeah.
blood too.
Everyone's friendship,
I I need
relationship. Yeah.
relationship. I need people in my life who understand that I'm at a place right now, but I probably won't be at that place next year, the year I'm constantly evolving. And so I want our friendship and our relationship to evolve too, but I want you to be okay with the different types of people you experience or the different shades that you experience. And
I
if I
like
set a
that.
boundary, that's the
Mhm.
boundary. And it doesn't mean I don't love you, it doesn't mean I don't want you here. It just means that's what's best for Shay. So that's
Yeah.
really what I was thinking about. Was
No,
that
I think it's a really I thank you for sharing your story because I think it's very important. And I also think that there are many of us that feel the exact same way that you do right now. Right? Like so for me, I definitely have truly evolved over the years. And now as I gear like this year, as I kind of like gearing over towards going over to the 50 side. I know, right? Can't even believe it.
oh,
Well, thank you, Urgent Care, because the good thing about Urgent Care today, I'm sitting there and he came back and she said, I'm sorry. What's your date of birth again? Doctor came back in. And she was like, the nurse was like, right? And the doctor looked shocked. She's like, we didn't believe it. We didn't believe it. So shout out to Urgent Care. Made your girl feel good, all cut up and everything. I'm still mad about the cleaning of the cut, but it's all good. I know we had to do that for a purpose. But I agree. And here's the thing, like we had talked a little bit when we talked about like just like friendship on some of our previous episodes, but I I I'm at a place in my life as well where even though like the circumstances may change and the friendship may look and feel different, but at the same time, there are some people who are not going to be part of this journey.
Mhm.
right? Like there's people like, especially, I'm at a point too where, you know, trust is paramount. And, when we talked about relationships, you know, as a reminder, when you think about like the pillars of any relationship, you have trust,
Yeah.
communication, authenticity, all those things that really are the backbone of a relationship.
Mhm.
And if there are things that gets disrupted or there's a break in one of those pillars, I'm kind of done. Now,
Yeah.
I'm at a place because I do believe that forgiveness is important. Oh, and you know what? Shay and I did a great episode on forgiveness.
On
So go check
forgiveness.
out our library and go watch or listen to the forgiveness episode. But I said at the preface that yes, forgiveness is important. So I'll forgive you, but the look and feel, like Shay mentioned, of the relationship it has changed. And there are some folks that I definitely cut off as part of it as well.
Right? And
Yeah.
sometimes it just fades. Sometimes it's not even like a cutoff. It's just like just doesn't exist the way it used to.
It
And
expired.
it expired.
Yeah.
Exactly. In its
Hmm.
original state.
Yeah.
And if that person is not willing to recognize that, call it out, try to work it out, or talk about it or just even address it, I think even is even good. If they're not willing to, then it's like, okay, it is what it
It's an
is,
easier break. It's like,
you
okay,
know?
like this was where you're at. Like, and I think Shay, what I've seen, like, just being in your life for a good period of time, part of that, I love that I'm part of this evolution of Shay,
Exactly. But it's
right?
easy with you.
And I love
It's
it.
yeah.
But you know what I noticed too is
What?
that, you are a very kind hearted, like just loving person.
Thank you.
But you also now, when people are like not serving you the right way, you are very more like, from at least from what I can see, you're like, you take action a lot sooner than what you used to do. And I love that because I used to say, Shay, don't you put up like, and everyone, no matter what relationship is, you definitely are more swift to take action. And I think that's important.
Oh, I love that. More swift.
More
I
swift.
am I am more swift. I am more swift. And I'm even though I'm swift, it's with love. Like I
Yeah.
think it's never with malice intent.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just more of like I'm choosing me
Mm.
and I'm choosing us, but it has to be on my terms because
Yeah.
my terms are terms that are very malleable and
Mm.
very inviting and very inclusive.
Yeah.
So, meaning
Yeah.
if you say, Shay, in order for our friendship to continue, these are the things I need. I can
Mhm.
meet you there.
Yeah.
I can meet you there. If it doesn't compromise what I'm working on or what I'm working through, I can meet you there.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, when I
Mhm.
say on my terms, it's because, again, I'm trying to focus on the Shea Dawson experience, which is the best possible human experience one can provide person to person. And I always say that. So, that's always my intention. That's the baseline.
Yeah.
And that's not the baseline for everybody in their relationships and their friendships. That's not the baseline. But for me, it is. For me,
Mhm.
that's what I'm trying to do every day. And if it's not coming back, meaning I'm not going to always call it out, but I will
Yeah.
take note. And
And you're not forgetting that these
I'm
things
not
have
forgetting.
happened. No.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And so it's just more of like, how can we encourage chippers to um I don't know, be better friends, but also to get comfortable with if you're changing and you're losing people, your day ones are saying you changed and things like that. I also want to speak to that and give people like just some encouragement to understand like it's okay to evolve. It's okay to shed the old you. It's okay to set
Yeah.
boundaries and it's okay too to communicate what you need in a friendship
Mhm.
or what you need from a friendship or
Yeah.
what you're not willing to do anymore. And I think that was the revelation I had today. It was like, the people that are in my life today, I love you. It's so easy. And if you're not, I still love you. And I understand if you can't give me what I'm asking for or what it
Yeah.
requires to have a contractual, you know, a unspoken contract or relationship. I don't know. That's how I want to say
Well, no. It's not,
it.
it's right.
Yeah.
What is my stepdad said? He always say, it's tight and it's right. Like when a good message is tight and is right.
I is
Um,
right.
but it's tight and it's right. And I think when I love how you said a couple things that you said that kind of resonated with me a little bit.
Mhm.
One is how you do it with love. Like I think it's important for people in our lives to know that when we're making decisions and when the look and feel of our relationship, it's different, or you may not even like it because you may have liked the other. You might have liked what it looked like before, and you
Yeah.
might not enjoy the change
Mhm.
because it may be some distance that needs to happen, and maybe
Mhm.
less time. It can look and feel a lot differently, and you may not enjoy it. But I think you need to know that we still love you,
Yeah.
and you always will. I think when you have people in your life that touch you in a certain way or have been in your life, you love them, but how you love may change over time. And one thing that was the first thing. The second thing that you said that was a key word, and I think we all have to be mindful of, is boundaries, right? Like you
Yeah.
talked about boundaries, and we all need boundaries because sometimes I'm like, oh, I go off on my own way, and then I need someone to like, oh no, T, like here are the boundaries. But I also need to have boundaries for myself too,
Mhm.
because I put up with sometimes with certain people more than I need to.
We're very
And I'm kind of
similar.
like, I'm so done with that.
We're
Like,
very similar. Yes. I
done,
agree, and I'm
done,
encouraging you.
done.
Yeah.
Like over well cooked, when they ask you like, how do you want your steak? You like well done, and the chef don't really understand the concept. Don't burn my stuff. Like I still wanted some moisture.
I just want a little char,
Don't
thanks.
straight burn it. Like this is burnt here. Like I am like done
Yeah.
because I believe that when you love someone and you care, we talked about like those are action words. They're
Mhm.
verbs. Like it's some type of action that you need to take to be able to show that person so that
Mhm.
person knows that you love and you care about them. And when that starts to take a back seat to other things, or you don't have that same level of care, or I don't feel like, you know, that I am being prioritized in certain relationships that I need to, you know, I I'm so done and I
Mhm.
won't shed a tear. I feel good about it. Now
Yes.
my heart may hurt because
Yeah.
it's like, okay, like, that I spend my time with this person and now my is different, but those that tear shedding days, like, nah, those I'm saving those tears for the pillow. They're not for you.
That.
Sorry, boo. No, they're not. No tears for
That is
me.
that is a
And I'm a
word because
crybaby too. So when you ain't getting no
that's what
tears,
I'm saying. That's what and that is what you just hit like that chord in me. Like that's where I'm
yeah,
at right now. It's like I'm not in a
yeah.
crying stage anymore.
Nah, I'm done with those
I'm
tears.
not in that, oh, I feel bad because I never do
Nah,
things out of malice. And you and
yeah,
I are extreme givers.
yeah,
So if there's an issue between us and someone else, I really honestly I have to say, like, let me check myself, but I'm pretty sure I did everything to not inconvenience that person, or I did everything to make sure I over communicated.
yeah,
And so if there's an issue, I'm almost 99.9%. Not that it's not me and I'm open to it, but I'm guarantee you haven't done and put in as much thought and work as I have
that's
in
right.
terms of the relationship. And I think that's it might be a Libra thing.
Yeah,
And then it also is a Shay and T thing too, but like and it also could be a black woman thing. So it could be all those mixtures, right? Because black women literally take care of everybody. I mean, what you need? You want somebody hanging off this titty? You want somebody holding that bag and doing that, building that house and,
hanging off that
cooking somebody
titty.
else's food and bringing somebody else lunch on top of your lunch. And it's
Yeah,
like those days right now,
mm,
I don't have a tear to shed
mm.
and it's
That's
sad.
powerful right
And I'm
there.
like, that's where I'm like, I know I'm in this shift because, like you
Yeah,
said, I'm a crybaby
yeah, me
and I
too.
have not been able to shed many tears
Yeah, I'm done.
because I'm dried out.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
dried
done.
out.
I'm done.
Yeah. And you know what else I'm doing too, Shay? And I may be wrong in this regard because I do think that sometimes people need to know why. the relationship has changed or why it looks and feel
Yep, go.
differently than what it did before.
Yep.
And I'm at the point where when you know you've done something and I've tried and I've tried and I told you a few times and you're going to keep going back to that same wound, I'm done. There's no more explanations. I told you before, and that person that I didn't love has reared its ugly head again. I'm done. Like I don't have much to say. Like goodbye, you're on a block list and I'm done. Like that's just how I feel because I don't want to keep repeating myself. I also feel when I have to start asking you to do the things that is part of a relationship or has been, is if it's tied to respect
Mhm.
or if it's tied to something that is important to me and
Mhm.
you're disregarding that,
Mhm.
nah, I'm not explaining myself. You're
Yeah.
just not gonna hear from me anymore.
Again,
And
right?
that
It's
might be
like
wrong, but you're not gonna hear from me anymore. But that's the
I
reason
don't think
why
it's
you're not
wrong.
hearing from me because you don't hold me in that same regard that I deserve to be in, and I don't think it's worth an explanation. I don't have nothing else to say. I love you, but I'm done talking.
Yeah, and
You
I
now
think
you just feel the pain. It's just
I don't
simple as
think it's
that.
wrong. I don't think it's wrong. I think it's it's just a part of that boundary.
Mm,
The consequences of not adhering to not even a demand, it's just more like a message. It's more like
yeah,
this is what I need, this is what I need, and if you don't adhere to that, the repercussions are nothing.
yeah.
Meaning you get nothing, you hear nothing. I'm just silent.
Sorry, not sorry.
Not, not. And then the other side of that is like having family members and friends in your life who also want to grow and be a
Yeah.
part of an evolution of themselves,
Mm,
trying new things. They may not be sports people, but I'm a sports person. But there could be other things at a sporting event that you could latch onto, that you could like to try and come into my world because I don't have time to go 8,000 places. But if I'm in
mhm.
town and I'm in town for one thing,
Yep.
try to meet me at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Try to come and like make my life easier,
Yeah.
right? If I travel to that city or whatever. So I'm
Yeah.
just thinking about like,
Get a little
I'll,
uncomfortable for me. Because how
yeah,
many times have I made
thank
things
you.
convenient for you? I need you
Thank
to
you.
kind of meet me where I'm at right now. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And that's exactly the
Yeah.
convenience. I'm just kind of throwing that out the door. And it's actually now only for paying clients. So
Yeah.
people who I'm actually doing a service for and I'm getting
Mhm.
reciprocated in terms of monetary. And obviously this is not my friends, but I'm just talking in terms of the boundaries of Shay. So there's many things,
Yeah.
right? There's the business and professional side. There's
Sure.
the obviously platonic and just friendship side, relationship side. There's a
Mhm.
lots of different people we need to be
Yeah.
and different boundaries are different for different circumstances.
Mhm.
But a lot of people mix them sometimes, right?
Oh,
If they
yeah.
if you're in a relationship, they think they can get you professionally. They think they can also, use you for this, use you for that. If they have a friendship with you and you're in town, you're doing business, they think they can get a discount or they think they no.
Yeah.
These are
No.
the requirements and I
Mhm.
hope that you adhere to them. I will definitely do the same for you if you set them for me.
Mhm.
And it's just that's I want just people who just like, yes, makes sense. You travel
And you
together,
get
you
it.
get an Uber, I get an Uber, you get the dinner, I get the dinner.
Yeah.
I never have to think about, did she pay me back? Because it's not about that. It's
'Cause
like
it's not about that.
everyone's contributing
Yeah.
for the betterment of this experience and where we're going. That's what I'm
Yeah.
looking for in
It's like
this like
mutual respect too. It's just
40.
yeah. I like this new on a on a cusp of being 40 Shay.
The ascension of the Shay Dawson experience.
I do love it. Look, I think at the end of the day, Shay, you're growing. And as you grow and evolve, your expectations, they've changed. And you now need
Need.
things from
Need.
relationships that you may have taken a blind eye to, or that you just are the one who always give, and giving doesn't mean monetary. It can mean giving looks different and all different, but depending on what that piece that you're giving, that component that you're giving. And now you're saying is like, guess what? I've been making deposits into y'all, all the time. Like I've been withdrawing, withdraw, 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 withdraw. It's now time to receive from deposits in your bank. You can't keep withdrawing and not putting things back into the bank, or you ain't gonna have anything. You're withdrawing too much without deposits. You are now saying and putting your foot down and saying, guess what? The Shay Dawson experience needs some deposits up in this Shay Dawson bank. I withdrew. I've taken everything out of it. There's no more funds. I need some withdrawals.
I'm
I'm sorry, I
calling
need
on
some
you.
deposits. Calling on you
I'm
to make some
I'm calling
deposits.
on y'all.
Yeah.
Calling on y'all
There's
because
nothing wrong with that.
you know what this bank and these services come with, and you know
Okay.
how it is.
Mhm.
And I'm just, I'm Netflixing. I'm just like add a little tax here and there. You know what I'm saying? Up in those.
You're creating no more. One person can't have 10 sign-ons on one account now. You gotta have your own account up in this.
Oh, that's good. I'm gonna use that.
Right?
That's
It's
good.
just like times are changing and
Yeah,
we are changing
yeah.
and I think tippers,
Gray
you
hairs and
know,
everything. It's like,
right?
woo,
They're
Lord,
pretty. I love gray hairs. Silver. They're just beautiful.
silver fox.
But I think two tippers for you too is that, look within yourself and say, am I getting what I need out this relationship, no matter what it is? It can be with a significant other, it can be with just friends you have in your life, it can be a work relationship. Like, are you getting what you need? Do you feel like you're getting enough deposits? Right. And if you're not, then you have to look at how you need to evolve in that relationship and make some changes so that
Absolutely.
you're getting what you need. Like, we're getting older. Life is short and we have to take care of us. And this is a component of taking care of yourself by
Yeah.
making sure that those relationships are fruitful and it's not just, one sided.
Yeah, and I need some harmony to my scale, right? And
Yeah.
that's what we
Yeah.
do here at tipping the scales. It's like
Yeah.
consistently tip the scales back and forth, right?
Yeah.
Trying different things, putting in things, taking things out, and that's what it requires. And so when you get to that place in your life when it requires that, I think one thing I'm trying to do, and I'm so happy that I have you and I have tipping the scales, is that I can vocalize that. And maybe it's something that I just needed to say and get off my chest,
Hmm.
that I've been holding in. And so I feel safe here. So I'm saying it. I even feel lighter just expressing that and you
Just
adding
get it off your
your
chest.
perspective and,
Yeah.
and knowing that you also are there. And it's just beautiful. So
Yeah, it's just beautiful. And
yeah.
I'm proud, man. Like
Thanks, T.
it's just good to see. Like even your confidence has went up and
Mm,
it's not like you've never been a confident person because you have, but you're even more confident than you were before. I just think like
I
you know
know.
what you're bringing to the
I
table. You
know. I
know.
know.
You do. You know what you are
Oh.
bringing to the table. You know what
Mm,
you know the output. You know what that output looks like.
yes.
And and I think you're reminding you're like your eyes are wide open now. I think when kind of like when you're more younger and we're maybe not as experienced, we haven't had certain life experiences.
Mm,
Maybe you can't see things for truly what they are.
mhm,
But as we get older and we experience some things, we look at things differently and we look at them for what they truly are opposed to what we would like them to be. Right? Because
mm.
sometimes we look at things like the way that you know,
Fantasy.
yeah, or we tell
Rainbows and sunshine.
ourselves things are a certain way because we may be enjoying that experience. But as you just kind of take a step back and you look within, you're like, nah, that's not what that looks like. Like, don't sell yourself any pipe dreams here. Like, you see it, believe it, it's happening, and that's part of your journey. That's part of your path. And I think you have to be honest with yourself, be honest with others,
Yeah.
and those days of settling and making up excuses for folks, those days are over.
Yeah, and putting up with half-ass just everything. Nothing's
Yeah.
half-assed. I don't want it anymore. If
Yeah.
I want it,
Same.
I'll choose it when I want it, but for the most
Yeah.
part, I don't want it.
Yeah, I don't want
So,
it. It's good. Like if I'm not going to get what I know that I deserve, I don't want it.
I don't
If
want it.
you're half-assed, I got to remind you about stuff that you know you should be doing. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm not the person for you. It's just as
Yeah.
simple as that.
Same.
And go
I'm
find your person.
same.
They're out there. It's just not me. And that's okay.
Bye.
On that note,
On that note,
thank you guys. We appreciate you. Thank you for following Tip and the Scales. Please continue to follow us. Like, we're having fun. This is the stuff that Shay and I enjoy doing. We love it. We love getting behind the screen, getting on the mic, and just sharing our life experiences with you. We want to be a community that kind of just grows with each other, and we love it. So make sure you continue to follow Tip and the Scales wherever you get your podcasts. Peace out.
peace. Thanks for listening.
Bye. Thank you.